Hello everyone, I am The Worm. This is Raging Loop, and we're back. Last time, a bit of a smaller episode. This time might also not be as long, mostly because I'm kind of in a rush, unfortunately. But we're going to try and do as much as I can. So, if that ends up being quite a bit, hopefully it is. Let's see. Not much happened. Last time we got confirmation on the number of wolves. Looks like we're dealing with 3. And I think I raised the idea that, we might have a traitor as well. Again, there's no evidence of that. It's just based on how Haru reacted. So, just something to keep in mind, I feel. Whether or not that actually occurs is yet to be seen. Let's continue on. We've been hanging out in the dining hall. We talked with Takumi, talked with Kinosuke. It was a relatively lighthearted episode, considering everything that went down the episode before that. So, let's see if the lightheartedness continues. Anyway, I sat down next to Rikako-san, who'd said her "ho" so many times she'd actually gone limp.
Hisayuki-san!
Huh, so that was my name now. I gave up on correcting her.
やあ、めいこちゃん。ちょっとお姉ちゃん借りるね。話されるんですか？それじゃあ、こっちで遊ぶ？めいこちゃん。
Yasunaga-kun took Meiko with him, giving us the chance to talk.
ひどい人？
美人に言われると嬉しい言葉ですね。
I was actually starting to find these reactions adorable. I could enjoy bullying a cute older woman. This was a rare opportunity, and I appreciated it immensely.
というわけで、なんでしょ
私はとても申し訳なく思っております。
う。え、何にです？
最悪の時にあなた方を休みずに迎えてしまったことを。
それは仕方ないじゃないですか。霧が出るなんて予想はできない。
いいえ、すべては私たち藤吉の者の最初の罪業によるものです。
最初の罪後？
はい。この村は神の眷属を殺めて栄えた村なのですから。
Which servants? The ancient story of killing the wolves, huh?
詳しい話を聞きたいですね。
この後おそらく山脇様から説明があることでしょう。
山脇さんから？
はい。山脇様が休みずの名代でいらっしゃいますので。
名代？地主とかではなくですよね。
ええ。休みずの土地はすべて村か長者のものです。とはいえまとめ役は必要ですから。山脇様がしっかりなさっている方で一番ご年配だから裁量を持つ、そういうわけでございます。
なるほど、そういうわけでございますか。
Instead of turning bashful, she actually glared at me this time. Huh, this was pretty good too. That aside, I now knew how it was. The eldest was the representative, and with that, she was in charge of the feast's tutorial.
ちなみにマロードっていうのは何か来訪者をもてなす文化みたいなものがあるのですか？
はい。そもそもかつての藤吉は狩りの安全の祈願のため神内大社を訪れる人でにぎわったと聞きます。遠方の狩人を村人はマロードと呼び手厚くもてなしたと言います。
That made sense. If the belief itself was the village's main draw, I could understand why this unique religion survived for so long. I wanted to get certain details, but it didn't seem like something I should ask about while alone.
しかしそっか、リカ子さんが僕に優しくしてくれるのも僕がマロードだからなんですね。
いえ、そんなことは。
それとも怪我をなさった時にその場にいたから？
それははい、感謝しております。でも理由が必要でしょうか？
いえ、そんなてっきり何か特別な理由があるのかなって。
あったらどうなるのでしょう？
嬉しいかもしれない。
The adorable woman hung her head down, cheeks reddening. I was the one playing around with her, but that actually made me feel kind of bashful. Perhaps I had to be more serious about her feelings. How would I do that, though? Ugh, forget it. It wasn't the time for that. I was given an important role, so I had to find a way to keep the others alive.
そろそろ行きましょうか。
Kaori-san's voice prompted everyone to rise from their seats. Then, we wordlessly began to leave the dining hall. It didn't feel like an emergency, but this was the end of our normal everyday life. We already had people at the hall: Kanzoshi, Takumi-san, Kinosuke-shi, Yoshitsugu-kun, and
みんな
Chemi and Mamiya-san were here too. Mamiya-san looked depressed. Her panic attack seemed to have subsided, but that didn't mean she'd come around to all this. Chemi whispered to me that they couldn't read the data they'd picked up, so we had no clues from the camera. The wolf guy, the students, Haru-chan's face was still pale, Kaori-san, Rikako-san, Meiko, and I all went inside. Something strange happened then. As they went in, they hid their faces with both hands and lowered their heads. It was a really weird gesture. I'd actually seen it last time, though. Tai-san had done this while facing a boulder when Prayer to Shanai was playing over the speakers. Excuse me. There'd been a strange veil-like thing on her face. Must have been another local custom. For now, I'd just followed their lead. Everyone sat in a circle. It seemed they were seating in order of age, starting from the far end.
山脇様、私はメイコのそばにおります。ええですよ。
It wasn't enforced, though.
夫妻子と記者の姉ちゃんは
下座でええ。
わかりました。
I sat down closest to the exit, then Mamiya-san sat down beside me.
いいんですか？
私、ここの住人じゃないから。
Her tone was cold.
何が始まるんでしょうか？
知らない。
She was whispering things like, why did this happen? Or this just can't get any worse. And I couldn't see a single trace of the vigor from yesterday.
これでみんなかね。
Yamawaki-san entered last and closed the door, plunging the room into darkness. Mami-san gasped, and Meiko let out a quiet scream, but that was it. No one here from Yasumizu was shook. Then, there was a click of a switch being turned on, lighting up the bare light bulb above. Hey! Here we are. The lighting was poor, making everyone's illuminated faces stand out more. It felt unnatural. Like a whole other world.
みんな座りんさった。じゃ
Yeah.
あ
This is what we've been waiting for. Our boy on the inside.
読み意味の宴を始めましょうね。
And so it began. Urged by Yamawaki-san, Rokako-san, as though understanding her implications, went deeper into the room. And, after a bit of messing around, returned to us without tripping. In her hands, she held a labelless bottle.
神内様に献上されたおみきです。マロードから順に回し飲みしてください。
Rokako-san sat down next to Mami-san and gave her an aged sake cup.
これ飲まなきゃダメですか？はい。汚れを遠ざけてくれます。
Mami-san didn't reply, but she still took it. Rokako-san then filled it with sake.
これを全員で飲むの？いくら飲んでいただいても結構です。お酒はたくさんあります。
Hisako-san glared at the cup, smelled it, then just drank it all down. She sure looked like she could hold her liquor.
普通のいいお酒よ。銀醸化がする。
Impressed by her professionalism, I took the cup from her.
春秋様は飲めますか？
どんと濃いです。
With a light-hearted reply, I let her fill the cup. Then drank it all. Yeah, it was actually pretty good. It seemed like a luxury even. I had no idea how such a poor settlement got their hands on it. It didn't seem like I could ask for more, so I just gave the cup to Meiko. Rokako-san suggested for her to just pretend to drink it. Same for the students. The sake went through several people without anyone drinking.
ここから大人ね。いただきます。
And Chemi emptied it the moment she got it. Rokako-san, who'd be sitting next to her if it wasn't for Meiko, then took a sip herself, followed by Kaori-san, until Kinosuke-shi finally emptied what was left. Takumi-san drank 2 full cups, saying, "Some feast, huh? You get to drink sake during the day." Then the elders each emptied a cup. That was everyone, so Rokako-san took the bottle and the cup and returned to her place.
一通り回ったか。耐えば説明せ。
伝承を知らない方もおられます。すべて説明されるがよろしいかと。
そうですね。それじゃあお話ししましょうね。
Finally.
神内様は山の神。大昔この村ができた時は神内様の一のお守りは狼様じゃった。狼様は他のお守り様、蛇様、猿様、カラス様、雲様らと読み人から人を守ってくれたのよ。
読み人何？死んだ人、生き返った人よ。怖い。 大丈夫。私がいるわ。
狼様は今も上富士吉の神内明神に祀られとる。他のお守りよりも一等偉いのが狼様よ。じゃが安水には別の話が伝わっておる。狼様は確かに人を助けたが、人を喰らいもした。狼様の前では火もたけんかった。じゃから人は蛇様、猿様、カラス様、クモ様に頼み込んで狼様を騙したんじゃ。
Rokako-san had called it Yasumizu's original sin. Last time, Chiemi was the one to tell me. Everyone living here knew it, surely. And since Kinosuke-shi and Rokako-san knew it, the village heads knew it as well. Kamifujiyoshi's people, though, just continued to revere the Okami-sama, the wolves.
人は宴を開いて狼様にたらふく酒を振る舞った。他のお守りもしきりに酒を勧めるものだから、狼様は大いに酔っ払った。やがて狼様が眠ったところを人は寄ってたかって運び、皿長に放り投げて殺してしもうた。それから富士吉の者はますます栄えたが、時折黄泉から狼様が落ちてきて人を喰らうようになった。狼様は人に化けておられる。じゃから人は狼様を見つけくくって亡きにせねばならんのよ。しかし一日にくくれるのは一人。それが神内様の決めた掟。じゃからこうして集まって亡きにする一人を決める。それを読み意味の宴と言った。夕霧が立つのは狼様のお越しの合図じゃから、みんな支度をする。風呂を浴びて一人一つの家に閉じこもってきちんと寝ることじゃ。それもまた神内様の掟。そうでない者は汚れを受ける。神内様の神罰じゃ。お姉ちゃん、書くのはやめてくれんかね。
Mamiya-san was taking notes. She silently put away her notepad, and I couldn't read her expression at all.
わからんところは教えてあげるからね。ともかくも夕霧の日、神内様は汚れをお下しになった。そして置き場によもつ狼様の印が描かれておった。3つ。
遮ってすみません。置き場とは？
安水に点在する岩石のことだ。人工物と思われるが由来は不明だがね。
安水のものは、あれは敬うべきものだと教わります。
かつて水場ができる前は岩の上で火を焚いたことから置き場と呼ぶのだと、そんな話もあります。
That seemed like a weird idea to me, but I just kept listening.
安水はね、貧しいところよ。土も悪いし日も当たらん。獅子は多いが取るのはいつも命がけ。でも置き場があるからここは特別じゃとあたしらは思ってるのよ。
なるほど。それで印っていうのは？
ひし形に渦のようなやつですね。
そうあれが3つじゃから狼様は3人おる。
なんでそんなことがわかるんです？日常茶飯事なんですか？ここじゃ。
山祭り言うてね、毎年お守りの格好をした身車様方が村中を練り歩く行事があってね、そこで狼様の人数が似たようなやり方で知らされるのよ。
That matched what Chiemi had told me last loop, down to the part that there were a maximum of 3 wolves.
なんで3人なのかしら。
親と子なんじゃと。
I myself had already imagined something like that, and it turned out I was right on the mark. It didn't seem all that important, though. After all, the wolves didn't have that manner of blood relationship last time.
とにかく私も信じがたいけどね、こうなったからには安水の者は狼様をくくらねばならん。それが安水の者が長者の皆々様によくしていただいている理由、あたしらの責務じゃからね。
Yoshitsugu-kun clicked his tongue, and Yasunaga-kun calmed him down. Takumi-san furrowed his brow, as expected. The village heads, kind to Yasumizu inhabitants. The exact opposite was true, and many seemed to reject her words. However, she got the story across, and since no one pointed out any problems, it was probably completely right.
藤吉という村の存続は安水によるところが大きいのですから。
I also came to understand those words. Yasumizu existed to be the first line of defense if the wolves returned. The people here weren't some venerable soldiers, though. They were more like sacrifices. In the Shinai faith, Saranaga was the entrance to Yomi, so by letting someone live nearby, they could stop the resurrected wolves via the feast. In Yamawaki's story, this duty was something that Kama Fujiyoshi's family heads rewarded in some way. This wasn't the time to focus on minor inconsistencies, though. There was something more important. I had to listen and see how accurate the rules she presented would be. Keeping my mouth shut, I waited until she'd gone over everything regarding the rules. Then I considered it all. We had these among us: 3 wolves, a snake, 2 monkeys, a crow, and a spider. The snake could write down the name of a still living person and place it by their pillow before bed to find out what they were. The monkeys, upon receiving their guardians, would be informed about who the other monkey was. The crow would wake up to find out whether the person lynched the day before was a wolf or a human. The spider could write down the name of a still living person and place it by their pillow before bed to protect them from the wolves. The powers of these guardians were given out with no regard for the blood of the families they were supposedly protecting. Their powers were to be used to discuss and lynch someone each day. There were 3 wolves. They would brutalize one of the humans every night. The wolves had to be purged before they killed all the humans. If you broke the rules, the god of the mountain would bring forth the corruption, a supernatural death, upon you. Once the explanation was over, the room was filled with sounds of discussion, but there was still something I had to confirm. I opened my mouth.
タイバー、ちょっと待って。まだわからないことがある。
But Yasunaga-kun was faster.
なんね、やすくん。
狼様は必ず一晩に一人だけ血祭りにするんだっけ？
そうよ。
それはどうして？
神内様のお膝元じゃ。よもつ狼様も神内様の言う通りにせんといかん。
神内さんはどうしてそんな決まりを狼に与えたんだろう。狼はどうしてそれに従うんだろう。
それは計り知れんね。
あともう一つ。雲の加護で一人を守ったら狼様は他の人を狙えるの？
My instinct would be no.
それはできんよ。
Yeah.
雲の加護が狼を止めれば、その夜人の夢見は必ず守られるそうじゃ。
タエバーはなぜそんなことを知ってるの？
それはあたしが大昔にあたしのおばあさんに。
タエバーは読み耳の宴に参加したわけじゃないんだよね。
Hoo hoo hoo. This has been a lingering question of whether or not there has been a feast before. His strong tone made everyone freeze.
おいヤス、一体何なんだよ。
霧が出るたびに宴があるなら誰かは宴に出たことがあるってことだよね。僕の覚えてる範囲じゃ8年くらい前に一度霧が出てるはずで。
兄ちゃん、やめてよ。
Haru-chan raised her voice and attracted everyone's attention.
やめてよ。思い出したくない。
でもハルちゃん。
ヤス、わしが後で聞く。あん時にはせがれと嫁が死んどる。春に聞かせんでもええ。
Ooh. That's new. Huh.
おじいちゃん。
Oh. So that was how it was.
上の土砂崩れの現場見たか？ありゃ8年前に野里が手入れたら崩れてそのまんまになってる。
It was all coming together. The landslide and Haru-chan's parents' deaths both happened 8 years ago when there was mist.
あたしは休みずにおらんかったよ。覚えとらんかいね。あんたらがお泊まり学校に行っとる手伝いで上富士吉におった。あたしは今回が初めてよ。あん時に宴があったのかもしらん。
Really? Now this is surprising. Okay. Huh. Tell me more, please.
でもあたしのおばあさんは宴に出たことがあったんかもしれんね。
そう。
Yasunaga-kun backed down, but didn't seem all that convinced. I also had questions on how the rules of the feast could be passed down so perfectly through nothing but word of mouth. After all, rejecting those rules meant death. What if there were gaps in what we'd just been told? Those who'd never heard of these rules or participated in a feast wouldn't have a clue. From what I knew, Tai-san didn't mention 3 important rules just now. The wolves also couldn't kill more than one person. If the spider successfully stopped the wolves, they couldn't choose any other sacrifices for the night. The guardians were written in blood, so you couldn't show yours to anyone. The first 2 were pointed out by Yasunaga-kun, but the last one, the thing I had heard from Kanzo-san, wasn't mentioned yet. I wasn't too confident in this method of conveying the rules. If this was the way they'd been passed down over the course of the feast's long history, it seems to me that vital information would have been left out like this, resulting in everyone dying through unintended rule-breaking long ago. That would have ended the tradition, and the fact that that hadn't happened meant there might have been other ways of conveying information. In particular, they hadn't mentioned anything about the way guardians were given. Leaving out the part about how they revealed through the blood text seemed particularly risky. After all, it was possible you could sleep in and someone could come in and see it without you realizing it. Or you could just roll in a bad way and rub it out. Well, if they said it was some supernatural blood that didn't fade so easily, I'd have no idea what to make of that. There was also the possibility that you could walk around with the text on your stomach without realizing it was there. It took Hanzo-san pointing it out for me to go back and check. I'd have liked to ask more about it, but that was the same as telling the wolves I had a guardian. What a predicament. But it didn't seem like I had any time to think about it.
もういいだろ。酒飲んでクソババアの話聞いて一人選んで殺せっつうのかよ。誰をどう選べっつんだよ。あ？
A reasonable question.
昔話が本当なら、この中の何人かがすでに死んでて入れ替わられてるってことなのかな。
You know, Mochi, I would be extremely afraid if you ended up being a wolf.
そんな。
あるわけねえだろ、そんなもん。
Takumi-san had no patience for such superstitions.
どうせこれも長者どものせいだ。霧の間に何人かぶっ殺して俺らを参らせようって魂胆だろ。
ムロ、貴様、長者を何だと思ってるのかね。
時代遅れの頭腐った下道だと思ってる。否定できるか？あ？
でもどうやったらあんな殺し方ができるっていうのさ。
それは知らねえけどよ。
匠、なんだって関係ねえ。ほっときゃ狼はみんな殺す。狼は宴でくくる。他の手はねえ。
Are you speaking from experience?
おやっさん。
Yeah, saying that at this point was pretty much an admission that he'd been in a feast before. However, his sternness made it hard for anyone to point that out. After having experienced a feast or two before was actually an advantage in this situation anyways. After all, everyone would want to benefit from his knowledge and experience.
カンちゃん、どうやってくくるもんを決めればいいのかね。
Yamawaki-san's question made everyone look at Kanzo-san's face. You could tell how much they trusted him.
おやっさん。
おじいちゃん。
おい、兄ちゃん。久石優太か。
Huh? Me?
なんでしょ
死んでくれんか。
Can? Can, yes. But why do you ask?
う。え、
My mind came to a halt for a moment, and I couldn't find how to respond.
上松の。若えのにもう一杯ついでやれ。
マキシマ様。
ええから次へ。
Rokako-san argued no further and brought me the cup and the sake.
飲まれない方が。
大丈夫ですよ。いただきます。
I took the cup and she filled it up.
どういうことですかね。
I drank it all down, then looked over everyone's faces. They lowered their gazes or looked away. Adults, children, the elders, even Chiemi. No one but besides Kanzoshi looked into my eyes. I could see how it was.
まず誰か死なねばならん。皆が納得した一人。そうせねば狼が勝つ。
What? And, I'm the convenient outsider, huh?
一日たりとも無駄にはできん。じゃが、まだ誰も怪しくはね
Yeah, don't have any connections with anyone, so I could just be the convenient one to go right now, huh?
え。一人死ねばわかることがある。
I understood now. He wanted to start off by unmasking the crow. My death at the tree would be a chance for him to show themselves, since they'd know for certain whether I was a human or a wolf. Kanzo-san really did know how the feast worked. He understood that victory depended on those guardians. And since I was new here, I was easy to sacrifice. It preserved the group's unity and mental health. I could tell that they would tolerate me being the one to hang. However, I couldn't let that slide. My current objective was to survive and escape. Not to mention, I was the snake. My death would be really bad for the humans. However...
てめえは死にに来たんじゃろう。わしらのために死んでくれんか。
What a good scenario. If I said I didn't want to die anymore, they probably wouldn't suspect me. But it wouldn't be good in the long run. If they saw me as pathetic, I'd lose popularity, and my word would start to mean less. The settlement was in danger. Kanzo-shi was trying to take control of the situation, and everyone was okay with it. If my words started to mean less to them, I'd be at a disadvantage, creating a situation where I, like the outsider I was, could be killed easily. My only option was to express that I was a person who shouldn't die, but be roundabout by doing it. However, that could make me look dangerous and make it more likely for them to see me as a wolf.
もっと次へ。
しかし
いただきましょう。
Ah. So another reason he was making me drink was to get me drunk, making me less resistant to being hanged. Well thought out. I couldn't get drunk from this, though. What a predicament. I had no choice but to man up.
待ちなさい。何を言う気？
Hisako Mamiya cut me off. This wasn't too bad, so I shut up and let her talk.
黙って聞いてれば何？みんなこれでいいの？だとすればこんな茶番付き合ってられない。
間宮さん。
あなたおかしいと思わなかった？あのタイミングでタイヤがパンクして次の日にこんな目に遭ってるのよ。まさかそんな全時代的なって思ったけど、これはよそ者を略取して殺そうって風習なんじゃないの？
それは違う。
Takumi-san's expression changed as he cut her off.
言いてえことはわかるが、本当に偶然だ。みんなあんたには同情してる。
でも今の不採士君への物言いじゃ次に水を向けられるのはきっと私でしょ。
そんなことはねえし、不採士をやるってのはおやっさんが言ってるだけだ。
匠。
おやっさん、そんなやり方じゃまずい。ちゃんと怪しいやつを話し合うべきだ。
全員怪しくねえ。だから全員怪しい。話し合いで何がわかる？
全員怪しい？俺もか、おやっさん。なんで？
関係ねえのよ、読み意味の宴には。
The old yet robust man stood up and spoke aloud.
化け物はこん中におる。この場じゃ平気な顔をして、夜になりゃ平然とわしらを殺す。それが読み意味の宴よ。人情じゃ勝てん。
は？化け物？じじいとうとうボケやがったか？あ？
よしつぐお願いやめて。
ババアは化け物なんて信じるのかよ。俺は信じねえぜ。姉ちゃんの車に釘巻いたやつのことも気になるしよ。
釘を巻いた？
最近大工仕事なんかなかっただろ。釘買う金もねえようなところだぜ。わざとに決まってんだろ。
長者のせいだって言うのか？
他に何があんだよ。あの連中が人死にが見てえからってよそ者を巻き込んだにちげえねえだろうが。
ああ、ありそうな話だな。
馬鹿げている。長者はそんなに暇ではない。
若えのは樋口が差し向けたな。
Oops. Now this was bad.
樋口からなんか聞いてねえか。
Takumi-san, Yoshitsugu-kun, and even Mamiya-san stared at me.
え、妻子よ。
They now thought I could have been sent here by the village heads as an agent of theirs. That was a really good script, especially since I actually was the one who burst the tires.
やめてください。さっきから黙って聞いてれば全部憶測じゃないですか。間違ってたらどうするの？山が全て許すとでも言うんですか？
許されようがなんじゃろうが、狼くくって安水を守る。まあ、妻子のことは深くは聞かん。死者の女も悪いようにはしねえ。じゃが、一人死なねば話が進まん。女子供をくくるのは夢見が悪かろう。わしはそれを頼んどるだけよ。
じゃあ私が代わりにくくられる。
Huh. Well, that was unexpected. Everyone stared at the stern-faced Chimmy.
私はこんな卑怯な方法でできたばかりの隣人を殺そうとしてるこの安水の空気が大嫌いだ。どうしても一人分の死が必要なんなら私でいいでしょ。迷惑いっぱいかけたお返しにご奉仕しちゃうよ。
知恵ねえ、何を言ってるんだよ。
やすくん、私ね、さっき一瞬思っちゃったんだ。この中、それで肝臓じいちゃんが春明さんに水を向けた時、それはマシかもって。一瞬でもそう思った。私の中の安水を許せないから。だからとりあえずで殺すなら私を殺してよ、肝臓じいちゃん。
知恵ねえ、やめようよ。そうだよ。身代わりが知恵ねえじゃなくたって、
He didn't respond. His face was a total blank. No, he actually seemed slightly vexed.
芹沢様のおっしゃる通りです。理由なき死をマロードに求めるなど、間宮様のように疑われても仕方ないと思わないのですか。
ならおめえが身代わりになれや、長者様よ。
わしはそれでも構わん。
何をバカなことを。夢見の守り手たる植松家の最後のお一人だぞ。それに対して何という。
てめえは黙ってろや、青病天。
確かに私は加護もなく皆様の邪魔になっていることでしょう。ただこの子のことが心がかりで。
ガキを出しにして命乞いか。
義継、お前ちょっと黙ってろ。
いい子ぶってんじゃねえぞ兄貴。あいつらのせいでおふくろは。
植松さんは関係ない。これ以上母さんを困らせるな。
安永義継
I was at my limit. Though Kanzo-san's idea was reasonable, it was possible he too was being swayed by antagonism toward the village heads. If they moved based on that, or just some sort of hatred, everyone would just become more emotional. People became wolves without any regard for bonds and relationships. I knew that well. That was why I couldn't let the feast take that turn and become heavily controlled by outside factors. There was also the fact that I wasn't just about to accept death. Then, could I let the volunteers die instead? I wasn't fond of that idea.
僕が猿です。
Huh. I might have underestimated the Feast of the Yomi Purge. I couldn't control it at all. There were too many wills clashing from too many people. Surprised by Yasunaga words, I fell silent and shot him a sidelong glance.
安永、 あなた。
僕は猿の加護を受けました。一番嫌な加護だ。山は一体何をやらせたいんだろうね、母さん。
兄貴、それ本当なのかよ。
本当だよ、義継。肝臓さん、僕も狼を排除することは絶対必要だと思う。
Looks like monkey strategy is a go on night one, my friends.
けど宴の外の事情を使ってくくる相手を選んだら禍根を残すと思うんです。それよりまだ他にできることがある。僕は猿だ。そしてもう一人の猿に名乗り出てもらいたい。
待ちなさいな、ヤス君。加護は大事にせんといかんのじゃないんかね。
いや、タイバ、猿に限っては明かさなきゃ意味ないんだよ。はるちゃん、ついてきてる？
ごめん、わかんない。
猿は2人いるけど特別な力はない。猿であるという特性だけだ。だから狼にとって大きな脅威じゃない。むしろ明かした方が容疑者を2人減らすことができて選びやすい。
そっか、ただの人間で安全。
さあ、名乗り出てください。
This was a trap. The monkeys knew who the other monkey was. He didn't have to ask them to name themselves. He could just point them out. He also emphasized that being a monkey meant that you were no longer a suspect. He wanted to set a trap for any wolves who didn't have a good grasp of the situation. If a wolf tried to pretend to be a monkey, Yasunaga-kun and the other monkey would point it out, leading to the faker being hanged. Even if it didn't work, like he said, exposing the monkeys was a good way to get rid of two suspects. Everyone who knew how the monkey worked would understand this, but as things were, it wasn't unlikely that a wolf could fall for it. It was a simple, creative idea with no risks involved. And now that he'd come out as a monkey, he was confirmed to be human. That made me more relieved than anyone else here. This meant that he, the one who had a flawless victory as the wolf last loop, wouldn't be an enemy this time. I already knew that the Guardian assignments were completely different than the last time, but it was still a nice thought. However, that idea was quickly flipped around.
ヤス、勝手な真似してんじゃねえ。
勝手ですって。
猿が名乗ればいいだ。今、ヤスの意見に納得できたやつ、おるか？
The only ones who raised their hands were Chikamochi Kamoshida, Kinosuke Nasato, Chiemi Serizawa, Hisako Mamiya, and Haru Makishima, who was kind of timid about it. Yasunaga-kun included, that was 6 people, a minority of the 15 here.
誰も分かってねえ時に勝手な真似して、分かってねえ間にもっともらしいこと言って信じさそうとする。そいつは狼の手だ。
Everyone suddenly stared at Yasunaga-kun with pointed glares.
待てよ、ヤスさん。それじゃ安永が狼だって言うのか？
ヤスの言っとることは間違っちゃねえ。猿は語れんからな。ヤスは狼じゃねえ。猿だ。じゃが説明もなく動くな。他のもんはてめえほど分かりがよくねえ。
改めて説明しましょう。じゃあ。
Yasunaga-kun then borrowed Mochi's help to thoroughly demonstrate how 2 groups of monkeys would work. They showed how easy it would be to find out that Mochi, who was playing the part of the wolf, was a faker.
とまあこういう感じで猿の真似してもすぐバレるからやんない方がいいよ。嘘つきはくくられちゃうよ。ぐえー。なるほど、今度こそ分かったわ。
今のでもわからない人いますか？
This time, no one raised their hands.
おじいさんとちっちゃい子はここから外せないんでしょうか？理解できてるとは思えないのだけど。
無理よ。
Kanzo-san shot her suggestion down, and since no one came to support her, she quickly gave up. Her worries were very reasonable. The feast, however, wasn't. Even if some people who didn't understand the rules, their own rules, the wolves had to die, or there would be no future for the humans. That was the Feast of the Yomi Purge. If they had guardians, their powers might be wasted, and if they were wolves, they had to be killed. I was pretty sure that the people of Yasumizu at least... I was pretty sure that the people of Yasumizu at least were certain that was how it would go.
で、みんな理解してどうするヤス。
猿は名乗り出てください。
No one said anything, which meant that...
どうやらもう一人の猿は根本的に何も分かっていないものらしい。
That was the natural conclusion. However...
いいえ、違います。どうして名乗り出てくれないんですか、肝臓さん。
What?
おやっさん、猿の加護あったの？
うん。
そうか、そいつは安心だ。
カンちゃんが人じゃったか。それはなんとも頼もしいね。
They seemed genuinely relieved. You could tell by the sighs and whispers. It was true that it was good he wasn't a wolf. If he was, and continued to take charge of the feast like he was, he could have probably killed everyone even more easily than Yasunaga-kun.
なぜ名乗り出なかったんですか？
However, not everything about this was perfect. Yasunaga-kun had forced Kanzo-san to reveal his guardian against his will, which was probably his way of taking the lead. One of them knew how to use his guardian's power, the other didn't. Revealing that made Yasunaga-kun seem more reliable. However...
わしから見れば、ヤスがわしを名指しせねば信じられん。
I get it, yeah.
そんなバカな。
Although, if he's a monkey, he should already know.
勝手に動くな。
Yasunaga-kun's first step went over the heads of most of the people present, and Kanzo-san had used that against him. He had the makings of a leader, and by scolding Yasunaga-kun for his hastiness, he made it clear what the chain of command was here. As a result, Kanzo-san's control of the situation was stronger than before. That also meant that Yasunaga-kun's plan to help me was negated, leaving me in the same danger as before. I had to act now.
すみません。いい加減喋っていいですか？
I went and asked Kanzo-san. Talking out of turn here would just make me look like a bad guy.
僕はまだ死にたくありません。命が惜しいわけじゃない。死ぬよりまだ皆さんの役に立てると思うからです。牧島さん、朝僕におっしゃいましたよね。加護は腹に出るって。この説明みんな知ってるんですかね？
I watched everyone's reactions. They just made a little bit of noise.
言うてなかったね。加護の印は体に出るって言われてるのよ。安水のもんなら今日の朝に体を見たとは思うがね。もし印をもらったらそれは人に見せたらいかん。
隠し持たなきゃいけないんですか？
いいや、消してしもうていいのよ。
なるほど。外部者である久子さんや芽衣子ちゃんには伝わってない可能性があるわけですね。
芽衣子には言って聞かせてありますので確認させてます。
OK です。じゃあ間宮さんは？
見てないわ。何なのそれ？
つまり間宮さんは自分で気づいていない加護者である可能性がある。ちなみに宴は一旦中断できませんか？
くくるもんを決めるまでは出られん。
なるほど。では間宮さんは明日の宴までに確認をする。それまではおそらくくくるべきではない。そうなりますか？ そして僕がカゴ持ちであればやはりくくれないが、そうでなければくくろう、そう思って朝僕に聞きましたね。
腹見たか？
は？
使いのカゴは腹に出る。
そしてどうやら僕にカゴがなさそうなことを確信し、くくることを持ちかけた。そうですね。
Surprisingly, Kanzo-san grinned.
ようしたと頭が回るな、兄ちゃん。
肝臓じいちゃんひどすぎない？
ちえみちゃん、まあいいよ。立場上そうなるのが自然なのは理解した。僕は人の一員として生き残るために嘘をつこうとは思いませんが、あと一日猶予が欲しい。その一日を使って人を勝利させるためできることを考え、情報を用意したい。そして明日情報を皆さんに伝える。それでダメなら僕をくくってくれて結構です。
I didn't mention that I had a guardian, or whether the info I would present was based around guardian powers or simply strategy. I was weasel wording like mad. However, it was important to express some sort of self-sacrificial spirit in this situation.
春秋さん。
The effect was the same as when Chiemi did it. Not everyone here agreed that someone should die for the others, but this was a situation where everyone's lives were in danger, and here I was showing acceptance of my position. Everyone here could tell it wasn't something a wolf would do. The wolves were more likely to hide among the silent ones, not the ones who told the others to kill them. So who's been silent the most so far? Old man, but old man is old man, so, you know, who could say? Mako, but she's Mako, so it's hard to, you know, for these two, it's hard to place them. Kaori's been pretty quiet. Mochi's had some lines, but not a lot. Apparently, Mochi participated in explaining the monkey strategy. Yeah, if we're discounting Mako and Old Man, Kaori's been the most quiet. But that doesn't mean it, you know, anything for sure. It just says more likely.
皆さんがそれに同意するならば、くくる者は猿である僕と肝臓さん、房石さん、それに間宮さんを除いた11人から選ぶことになります。
No one objected.
なら、そうせ。
I was in for a hell of a time on tomorrow's feast. However, the day I'd bought should have been enough to open a path for me.
じゃあ誰にすんだよ。長者でいいじゃねえか、もう。
義継、お前ちょっと黙ってろ。
匠兄だってよ、気に入らねえだろうがよ。
気に入らねえでくくってたら長者と同じだっつってんだ、バカ野郎。
Yoshitsugu-kun complained a bit, but then fell silent. He probably understood his point.
提案があるのだがね。
なんじゃ、野里の。
このままでは拉致が開きますまい。多数決によって一人選ぶしかないのではありませんかな、牧島のご老人。
あ？冗談じゃねえ。そんないい加減な方法で選べるか。
いい加減ではない。結局のところ多数決でなくこれだけの人間の意見をまとめる方法があるのかね。
ちゃんと話し合って全員一致で決めるべきだろうが。
匠兄ちゃん、気持ちはわかるけど。
でもそんな多数決で簡単に人を殺してしまうなんて。
兄ちゃん、どう思うの？
僕も野里さんに賛成です。
やすくんもかよ。
それで
Everyone was stunned that they'd accepted Kinosuke-shi's proposal.
植松の書くもんあるか？
あります。確か。
But eventually, everyone agreed to it. They must have understood that this was how it had to go. Okay. I think that's a natural breaking point. I've gone on much longer than I wanted to, so I'm not going to be able to recap this. I need to stop now. Yeah, I meant to stop short, but I was kind of enthralled, so I just kind of kept going. So I mean, I don't know if you mind, but I need to go. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you'll be here for next episode. We'll do a full recap because so much was said here that we'll have to analyze. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, and so make sure to let me have it, and hope to see you next time. Alrighty, hope you're well, stay well, see you next time.